Good morning. Welcome to Ramblings with Joe. I don't like Trump. I don't like what he stands for. I don't like the liberties he takes with our rights. I don't like how he reacted to the COVID situation during his first administration. I don't like Trump. I like the Democrats even less. They have created so many problems within our education system. They've created a immigration situation that is untenable. The ability for our courts to handle, on a conservative estimate, 3 to 6 million illegal aliens, it's overwhelming. I think we need a fast-track court for that. The education system needs to be revamped. It's a waste of our children's time and a waste of money. I understand that there was a time in America where we needed busing, but I'm literally at a loss for any neighborhoods now that are not integrated with every culture, with every race that there is. I mean, my neighborhood is completely integrated. All the neighborhoods around me are integrated. I don't know that there's a need for busing anymore. I think a return to neighborhood schooling is probably the answer here, where there is some definite, where the parents are more closely involved with the schooling of their children. Right now, the schools are so big. There are so many children at every school that it's just warehousing. That's all it is. Every day, the parents send their children off to school to be away from home for 8 hours. The education system sucks, and that's on the Democrats. The immigration problem it's so big. I was reading an article this morning where President Trump can no longer use the Alien Enemies Act to deport these people, even if they are part of a gang. We have to do something. The problem that Democrats have created and laid in the lap of Donald Trump it's unfathomable. That many people? How do you figure out who's who? And why are we letting them pay taxes again? That's very confusing to me. Government's ability to collect taxes from people, take their part off the top. Let's not forget, all those people got to get paid. And then help. Let me put that in quotes. Help those in need. It's abysmal. They give them so much in benefits that there's no reason for them to go out and try and find a job. And with the immigration problem, well, the companies are hiring illegal aliens to do the jobs at a huge discount. So, 60,000 CDL holders that are not U.S. citizens. And that impacts the industry as a whole, across every aspect of the economy. Illegal aliens affect pay. As I've said before, it's simply supply and demand. There's a plethora of cheap labor. Well, wages go down. It's that simple. The Democrats, now let me rephrase that. The Democratic Party is a bunch of crooked individuals who have destroyed some of the best parts of America. It may be too late. That's my fear. Found myself in a conversation. Actually, I found myself in a few conversations with some people in my age group, let's say from 50 to 70. And they're talking about, yeah, they don't see a way out. And all they're doing is hoping that the fall comes after they're dead and gone. And I find myself saying the same thing. It's going to collapse. It's just the financial situation, it's not sustainable. There's not a good answer. We have borrowed ourselves into such a huge financial bubble that when it finally pops, when inflation rates finally hit the point that we can't, that the money's not worth anything anymore, or it's worth so little that, in another article I read this morning, I saw that China and Russia and India are getting together. And basically this will undermine the dollar. It will make it so that the dollar is not the standard that the world is. That's what they're seeking to do. Can't blame them. I mean, the dollar really has fallen so far in value now that they see an opening. They're going to take it. I don't think there's a way out at this point. And unfortunately, it's our children and grandchildren who are going to have to deal with this. And I think it's going to end up being a very bad situation. The trend seems to be towards socialism. The trend seems to think, the trend of the middle age and people graduating from college seems to be pointing towards socialism. Man, I hope this is after my lifetime. This is going to be horrendous. History is going to repeat itself, unfortunately. Kind of a dark topic this morning, but got to get it out of my system. And if you're one of the 2 people that are still listening to this podcast, well, you know the deal. It's not just national, it's local too. See it in the news here locally. Hell, see it in my own neighborhood. The ability for individuals to find ways to be divisive instead of looking for ways to unite, to find common ground. The whole world is looking for reasons to hate the person next to them. You're MAGA. You're a Democrat. I don't like you because of your political views. I don't like you because of the color shoes you're wearing. I don't like your sports team. It's all the same. Nothing different there. I'm team Nike shoes and Democrat, and your team Adidas and Republican. It's just a name brand at this point. Meanwhile, here's something I hope comes to, I don't know if it was true or not. I didn't have time to delve into the article this morning, but I was reading somewhere someone's talking about creating a law in Congress and getting it passed by the president called the Pelosi Law, which would restrict Congress persons from doing direct trading on the market. And the way the article read is the congressmen and women get information that's not available to the public. Defense contracts, that sort of thing. They go and purchase the stock for the company that was about to get it. The company gets the contract. Stock goes through the roof. They have gained a windfall of money. Well, obviously that's not proper. Is it legal? Yeah, right now it's legal. The article put forth the idea that there will be a bunch of Congress people who exit and retire because of this limitation if it passes. Oh, please let it pass. And please let the name Pelosi stick to it. There's so much corruption. And the idea that there are people who are still claiming there's no corruption, who are still claiming that there's not a place in government for an organization like Doge those people who are saying that this is not something that's needed, what are your interests? How are you justifying the idea that there's no corruption? So it's so overwhelming. You wake up in the morning and you start reading, and you have the immigration, you have the financial situation, the Fed talking about lowering interest rates. This is not a government organization. So we got immigration, and we got a private bank, the Fed, and we got the government that's so bloated. Cutting just a snippet of it off is the claim is it's hurting people. Yeah, it's hurting me. It's hurting you to have to keep paying all of these benefits to people who haven't earned them. Jeez, this is a wild time right now. It's like this huge shadow is looming over the whole country, and we know that we are on the verge of financial ruin. We're watching it happen in slow motion, and there's nothing we can do about it. All I can do is get up in the morning and go to work, come home at night, and look forward to the next day of work. Nobody is willing to do what it takes, because what it takes is going to be damn hard. The idea that we are going to continue right down the same path that we're on, we're not going to change anything. We're going to keep paying everybody Social Security benefits. We're going to keep paying everybody, unemployment benefits. We're just going to keep paying and paying and paying until there's nothing left to pay. Oh no, we'll even pay beyond when there's nothing left to pay. We're doing that now. The idea that we're able to just print money, and they're not even printing money anymore. Don't make a mistake. Everybody's worried about the government going to the digital currency. We're there. We were there 10 years ago. I took a class in high school. This was in the 80s. And they explained how banks create money. I'm not talking about the Fed. I'm talking about how banks create money by borrowing and loaning money. And at the time, I thought, wow, banks can just create money. That's pretty freaking weird. It was all on paper. There was no real money created. It was just number games. That was, that was the beginnings of the digital currency. That was how they're able to bloat the market with money. And of course, the Fed back then, they could just print more money, and they did. So Congress is responsible for the budget. You're horrible at it. Congress is quite possibly the worst institution in the world to ever budget anything. It's very disheartening to watch the Congress continue to spend more and more and more money that we don't have. I know nobody wants to hear the old trope that if an individual did what the government is doing, they'd throw that individual in jail. We've done away with debtor's prison. Well, no, we haven't done away with debtor's prison. It's back. It's back full force. And it is called student loans. And the students that are taking money out to get these useless degrees, that's a student loan. That's a debt you cannot get out from under. That's a debt you will pay until your dying day. Don't do it. You will never be out from under that debt. The amount of students who are thinking they're going to make it big in the financial arena, you're not. The percentage is so small that the bet you're making is horrible. Go to Starbucks and ask the barista what their degree is in. It's another tax, and it's a tax that you cannot get rid of. And the people at the schools don't want you to be able to declare bankruptcy with that debt. Congress does not want you to be able to declare bankruptcy with that debt. The banks who are the unethical banks who are lending that money to you know you can't get out from under it. So even if you're getting a degree in, the old trope is underwater basket weaving, which has no financial value at all. They understand that you'll never be out from under minimum wage. They don't care. The debt is guaranteed by the federal government. It's a debt you'll never get out from under. This world, this country is in a world of hurt. We're no longer the shining light on the hill. What we are is a black hole, and it's turning into a horrendous situation. And when it finally falls, and they finally come and say, you have to, when it finally happens, and it collapses, and there's, the old picture that they used to paint is you have to get a wheelbarrow full of money to go grocery shopping. Well, the new picture is that you're going to have your debit card and you're going to go down. Well, the debit card is going to be your wheelbarrow. And the $300,000 that you're going to spend on a small basket of groceries, well, that's the outcome of inflation. I'm not sure where we're going. I'm not sure how to fix it. I am sure it needs fixing. That's for sure. 3 to 6 million immigrants. And the left is fighting the right on every front to send the illegal immigrants home. Period. They are fighting everywhere. We need to set up an emergency fast-track court. That's what we need to do. Something along those lines. This is horrible. So now not only are we spending a buttload of money on trying to deport the illegal immigrants, we are also spending a buttload of money fighting ourselves on the actual deportation of the immigrants. You guys are ridiculous. Lawyers, political science majors. Oh, wow, man. Lobbyists. What are we doing? We're not running a country. We're running a government. Things can get ugly. I hope they get ugly when I'm dead and gone. That was the consensus. I guess from Gen X through the boomers that I talked to today. Not today, yesterday. It's amazing to me. And they're worried about their kids, but they also understand there's nothing they can do about it. Going to the polls and voting for either party, there's a straw man for you. Doesn't seem to help. When I bring up a third party, they all roll their eyes. What's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different outcomes. The Republicrats have run us into the ground. And we keep putting them in office. It's time for a change. It's time for someone who's willing to build instead of someone who is willing to continually chip away and break and destroy. We haven't found that party or person yet. Hopefully we can one day. But not today. Today it's Wednesday. And I'm going to go to work. And I'm going to do my job and make my pittance of an income. And I'm going to try and find some joy. I'm going to try and find some joy. I hope you guys have a great Wednesday. I hope you go out and find some joy. I hope you find peace, love, and dream. Until next time. Ciao.